Hello, viewers, and welcome to part 4 of our Ranking Every Pokemon Ever video. If you have not seen part 1, 2, or 3, I always highly suggest you go back and watch them so you can hear why we ranked certain Pokemon where they are, and all that. I think it's always very interesting if you wanted to hear why we put, say, Mew where he is, why we put the last Pokemon where they are, all that, to get into topics why we either liked or didn't like certain things. Every say, even though our favorite Pokemon we could find bad things to say for, and our least favorite Pokemon we could find good things to say for. All these Pokemon I do love and whatever. We were just legitimately trying to figure out what is my favorite Pokemon, what is my least favorite Pokemon, and where do all the other Pokemon fall in between. And we are now going into Gen 7 and 8 to figure out where these are. And ironically, which is kind of weird, like Gen 1 and 2 obviously were the Pokemon I knew the most of. And then Gen 3 and 4, 3 I knew a lot of, but Gen 4 I've only played once, so it was like limited. Then 5 and 6 were Gen 5 I've never played Gen 5, I've just seen the Pokemon in different games and different entities. And then Gen 6 I've only played once when we did the Sleep Block, so that was the least known one. And now this one, we're going into Gen 7 and 8. Gen 7, I remember when it was all released, playing those games. I played those games, I think, like 3 times in total, but never on the channel, sadly, yet. But I remember all Gen 7's released, and then Gen 8, getting, seeing all the new Pokemon. For some reason, I'm more familiar with these Pokemon, I think, because they did come out during whatever. And when I followed a Pokemon, it was during when Gen 5 and all that was being released. So I think that's why I had that unfamiliarity. But I think it's funny that, 7 and 8, I can relate to Pokemon more than I do with 5 and 6. I think that's kind of like an interesting little, I don't know a better word than tidbit of information here. So I'm going to go ahead and do my usual slowly scroll down method to show you kind of where things have ranked so far from, number 1 to whatever number it would be up to Gen 7. I can't remember. You see some of the Megas. Obviously, the only Pokemon that aren't included on here are certain Gigantamaxes. There are a few random Pokemon that are missing. I remember regular Raticate was one that's missing off this list, Galarian Slowbro, and we did talk about where those ranked in their respective parts. I don't remember who else was missing, but like I said, there are some certain things that are missing here and all that, but when they are missing, I try to include them. So that I say with like Gigantamax forms or shiny variants of these Pokemon, I try to actually include that. I try to include every little piece of information in ranking all these Pokemon where they have fallen, to be completely honest with you. So I'm going to go ahead and keep scrolling down here. You can kind of see as they fall farther down and down. Not that any of these Pokemon are bad, but we can kind of see where we're starting to dip lower and lower and lower into my least favorite Pokemon, apparently, of all time. But again, some of these probably could switch places. I think different days, different times, I could see where, especially these bottom 4, can honestly switch different places at different times. Sometimes Swoochum's face bugs me more than Raticate's. I can get, like I said, sometimes their lore and stuff like that at different times makes me feel different things about them. And same with some certain other Pokemon above, even higher in the list, even as we go up higher. I could see sometimes being where they are, but I've been purposely keeping everything where it was, trying not to mix with anything, and sometimes maybe nostalgia was speaking to me more during other times. I don't know, like I said, a lot of these could be maybe switched around, but for a real quick thing before we go finalizing Gen 7 and 8, there will be a part 5 for this, and what we're going to do in part 5 is put them in the respective tiers that they were supposed to be in, the S tier, the A tier, B tier, C tier, and figure out where they actually tierly ranked, so you can actually see where these Pokemon actually do fall in those final tier lists, and that will be the actual finale of this whole ranking system. And then after that video, we're going to have a kind of overall little Pokemon themed video going up, featuring some content from Pokemon Quest, Pokemon Go, and certain other little things that will go up on the channel here very soon. And then after that, that's when we can possibly go into live streams again, and everything kind of rolling how it used to be. I've been working on a lot of upcoming projects that are behind the scenes as well, so a lot to look forward to as we get diving back into everything. So let's go ahead and start with Gen 7. We're obviously starting with Mr. Rowlet here. I love Rowlet. When I originally saw the starters of Gen 7, before we knew anything of the leaks or anything being revealed, my favorite actually was Popplio. It went Popplio, Rowlet, Litten for my rankings. It was the first time that actually a fire type was my least favorite. Not that Litten was bad, it's super cute. It's a super cute cat, don't get me wrong. But again, I related more to the Rowlet and Popplio. I thought they were a lot more unique, and I hadn't seen a lot of like that. Yes, we have maybe like Hoodoo with an owl, or Seal with a, more, you know, aquatic animal, of a seal type thing relating to Popplio. I don't know. I was just, for some reason, those two spoke to me the most, and I guess it was more so Popplio at the beginning stages, who I thought I was going to pick over Rowlet just because of his adorability and how he was portrayed. And then the leaks came out before Gen 7 came out, showing the full evolution lines and all that. And then it was kind of like they were dispersed in right about the same time the second evolutions were shown. So I remember before the leak came out, I saw the second evolutions and I was like, Datrix, not the biggest fan of, so probably definitely going to go with Popplio again. I saw Torracat, and I was like, well, this thing looks really cool. Maybe he could actually be my second favorite now because of the second evolution of Rowlet kind of not being my favorite. And then Brionne was still very cute, but I was like, okay, not as much as Popplio cute, but I was like, okay, I wonder where that's going to go. So yeah, then it kind of became Popplio and Litten as my tentative choices. It was weird as they kind of threw, and then the full evolution line was leaked, and now I have my picks where they are, where it goes Decidueye, then Incineroar, then whatever. Gosh, now I just totally spaced the name. Primarina. And I think it's funny how they've all basically at some point been last and at some point been in first. I think it's just funny that they've all flipped in positions on where they were. But anyway, let's start with Mr. Rowlet. Where is Mr. Rowlet going to fall in place? I know you might be wondering, maybe not wondering, who knows. But this thing, like I said, is super adorable, great shiny. I really love Rowlet. I loved, like I said, his whole release. I remember being super hyped for seeing him. I like his whole evolution line. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this already or not, but how I sometimes rank this is if, like I said, it was in a randomizer. Sometimes I just try to make it just the Pokemon itself and its design, but also I am including their evolutions lines, like knowing, okay, Rowlet is going to eventually evolve into a Decidueye where he would rank with that knowledge. That's why some of these Pokemon like Bagon and all that are up there, because obviously they're going to eventually turn into like Salamence or different things. Like you're always hyped to get them because of what they may turn into as well. So, as I am now where I'm at right now, I am trying to figure out exactly where Mr. Rowlet is going to fall, and honestly, I think he's going to go just barely below Cobalion right now. Now, we're going to go ahead and go down to Datrix, and like I said, this is a big downplay. Not that he's, like, awful to look at, it just didn't hit me the same as Rowlet was. Rowlet was super adorable, super cute, and this was, like, the weird, middle stage awkward teenager phase of a Pokemon, and I was just like, I don't know, it just didn't feel the same. So honestly, he is about right there for Datrix. And then Decidueye and Decidueye Shiny, which look so freaking cool. I really love the Archer vibe. Was one of my favorite Pokemon when I'm seeing it. Honestly, this guy is going to go so high on the list, it's not even funny. I really liked Decidueye and his whole design and everything about him. I don't know why. It just was cool to me. I really enjoyed what Game Freak did with Decidueye. And in case you're curious, we're still going up right now. We're getting close to where he's going to fall, though. We're getting pretty close. Honestly, Decidueye is going to go just above Mega Beedrill, right below Cyndaquil. That's how high Mr. Decidueye falls. I think if I honestly had more play time with him, or even more experiences with him, he could go higher than what he is. And same with any of these Pokemon, mind you. Like, say if I had a playthrough memory of any of these bottom tier Pokemon and anything like that, that could make them, say, well, we talked about Golbat back in part 1. Golbat would have been so much lower on the list if it was for where he truly would have ranked based on memory, but because of my Pokemon Red playthrough, it shot up all the way to the top of my list. So a lot of these Pokemon could switch based on later developments that happened in my life. So this is not final by any means. This is just kind of where it is today of this recording, or whatever you want to say. Next, we're going to choose Mr. Litten. It's super cute. I love its evolution line. Again, very, very cute Pokemon. I'm just trying to figure out exactly where it's going to fall. And I think it's going to go just barely below Excadrill on the list. Next up is Torracat, who actually as much as Litten is cuter, I liked how this one looked as well. I definitely think it gave more vibe. Do I wish it had more change? Yes, but it still was a much cooler looking Mon. I think honestly it's just going to go right here below Frogadier. Like I said, it's not super high, but still respectable for what it was. And then we got Mr. Incineroar, who's in Smash, which helps him a bit actually as well, because he's got a little bit more actual other game familiarity that help rank him up. And I've played it with him in Smash and played against him in Smash, so I mean, I like and don't like him in Smash. It depends on the day and who I'm fighting, but he's still a really cool mon either way, even despite that. And the shiny's unique and everything, so I'm trying to figure out exactly where this is going to rank. I'm still going up here, trying to think exactly where Incineroar is going to fall. Like I said, not a lot of attachment, but still enough to kind of give it some major points. So he's going to go right there below Xerneas. Next up, like I said, we got Popplio, who was originally my Gen 7 starter, but after seeing the leaks and different information, it changed quickly. But that doesn't change how adorable this Pokemon is. Like I said, it was a bit of my choice if it wasn't for the fact of seeing his whole evolution line. However, the evolution line does still hurt it. So again, I'm trying to figure out where exactly he might rank, being what he is and everything. And I think he's going to go right here, just barely below Oshawott. Next up is Brionne, which like I said, I found still pretty cute and still majestic, and I could see potential of something cool coming from it. It was getting more of a girly vibe, I won't lie on that. I did kind of start feeling that, but it still wasn't awful. So I think honestly he's just gonna go just barely. Honestly, I think it's gonna go right there, just barely below Braixen. Like I said, it hurt it a bit, but it wasn't awful. It was still a very unique Pokemon. And then Primarina, yes, didn't speak to me. It was very feminine. I like the Mermaid Bite. I know how great this Pokemon is, so it's still gonna get points for all that I know about it. But again, it just didn't speak to me. It was just too feminine of a Pokemon for me. And as much as sometimes some feminine Pokemon have spoken to me, this one just didn't as much, so sadly it's going to go a little bit lower on our list here, and I think honestly it's going to go right here above Celio. Next we have, gosh, I have to remember, Pikipek. That's right, Pikipek. Super adorable Pokemon. Really like this Pokemon in its whole evolution line. Another one of my favorite birds up there with Talonflame's line. It speaks to me a lot for some reason. It is super adorable. And honestly, like I said, with the fact of his evolution line helps it, I'm going to put him right there. Next, after Pikipek, we have, oh god, is it Trumbeak? Is that this one's name? I can't remember sometimes. Different, like I said, Gen 7, even though I played it a few times, I can't remember always the Pokemon's name. This one, it was kind of weird to me that it was like, this Pokemon changes to basically 3 different types of birds at times. I get Pikipek and this one are kind of like both woodpecker types, but then Toucanon's a toucan, so it was kind of weird with their evolution line. And like honestly, like I said, I find Pikipek a lot more cuter than him, but it's still not a bad mon by any means. Honestly, I think he's going to go right here above Ferrothorn. Not bad, just not as great as whatever. And then we have Toucanon, and literally my first thoughts when I saw this was it's Toucan Sam from Fruit Loops. I also like the thing of him having basically like a rainbow beak, a beak that like lights up and colorful, and I don't know, this Pokemon spoke to me a lot, and it may be a bit of nostalgia with Fruit Loops. I don't know with Fruit Loops being one of my favorite cereals, but it was just a cool looking mon, a cool looking bird Pokemon for sure. I'm trying to figure out exactly where he is going to fall, and part of me is kind of also looking for where Talonflame ended up, because him and Talonflame are kind of sometimes pretty close together in how I thought about them. There's Talonflame. Talonflame just has that helpfulness of kind of sometimes thinking he sounds like our caca thing that we do at the end of videos. But honestly, I think Toucanon's going to go right there. Yeah, honestly, I think that's right. I think that's right for Mr. Toucanon. Next we have Yumshoos. I know it's Yumshoos and Gumshoos, basically Donald Trump looking Pokemon. This Pokemon is more just like a meme in general, so you just, you know, not a lot for him. I think he's going to go just because of memes, it helps him a little bit, but nothing super big. And again, this one, not a big fan of him, but the memes of him basically being the Donald Trump Pokemon and all the stuff around that makes it kind of funny, but again, I don't have any really big relations with this Pokemon, so I think honestly I'm going to just put it barely above Carnivine there. Next we have, that's Vikavolt, Charjabug, and Grubbin, is that right, I think? This thing's kind of cute, I like its little pincers. Kind of adorable, but at the same point, I think he's going to go right there. Wasn't a super big charge like thing with his design. This one, I get it's supposed to be a battery, and it helps seeing him in the anime and different things. It actually gives him a little bit more points because of his. I watched the whole Sun and Moon anime, and it helps with some of these Pokemon. But again, it was kind of still lackluster design for me overall. So I think he's just going to go barely right there above Aromatisse. The Vikavolt and its shiny are super cool. I really love this Pokemon. It's very cool looking, really just deftly looking as well. It speaks to me on so many different levels that I don't think I could explain completely, but honestly, trying to look here, he's still going up. Still going up. Still going up. Where are you going to fall, mister? I keep seeing ones it goes over for sure, and then, as I said, the design and it's shiny help it a lot. Just looks always really cool to me. Got like a tickle in my throat, which is not helping at all right now. I think it's gonna go right here, just between Greninja and Chandelure. Alright, next up is, oh god, Crabominable and Crabrawler, I think, are these evolution line. This guy, I don't know, it kind of disturbs me, but it's not awful by any means, but still not something I would just like to pick. And this one, again, kind of weird, but again, unique, but again, not like anything super spectacular by any means, so I think he goes like right there. Like I said, maybe if I used them more, had more familiarities, maybe they would be in different places, but yeah. We got all the Oricoreos. I don't know if I use this Pokemon or not, but I have some familiarity with Oricoreo. It's unique, but it's not like a super strong mon. This one I say is going to go right here. This one's my least favorite. I don't know, I think it's just too much feather stuff going on. But again, it's not that it's going to be awful, it just doesn't speak to me as much as others. Next one is the Pom-Pom one. Super cute, one of the first ones I remember seeing. So, honestly, the Pom-Pom one is going to go, I think, just about right there. And then the, what I call the Majestic, kind of like Chinesey one. I know they all have like actual true names, but I can't remember. Kind of, these two can almost be interchangeable. Next we have the Ribombee line. Kind of cute little bug, but not a lot of familiarity with. And this one's even more cuter. I've seen it being used in actually a few tournaments and stuff, and how it can be useful, but just not used it myself. But it is still pretty adorable, won't lie. I think I'm going to put just barely below Goomy there. Next we have Rockruff, who I found stupid adorable. It is one of the cutest dogs in the dog Pokemon genre. I don't even know what word I'm using. Basically, like your Growlithe, your Poochyena, your all that. He's basically by far the cutest one. The one I would want as a real life doggo. I mean, him and Growlithe are very close on the doggo charts, but this one, he just speaks to me more. He's just, to me, it's a lot more cuter. And I know VJ's going to be mad about that, but whatever. My nephew can love on his Growlithe and Arcanine line while I love on Poochyena. Or not Poochyena. Why did I say Poochyena? Rockruff. Then we have Lycanroc Midnight form. Very creepy vibes for sure, but a part of me doesn't like his design too much. I think it's something with the tail and its hunched overness, but it's not a bad mon by any means. But again, just one of those where the design kind of hurts it some in my eyes. But again, I know it's not a bad mon. It don't do anything for me, and I apologize on that. Apparently someone is messaging me, so I'm just checking what that is all about really quick. Sorry about that. My phone's over to the left there, so that's what I'm looking about. Then we got regular Lycanroc. Also, I don't see Midday Lycanroc on here, who's actually my favorite of the Lycanrocs. Now, obviously, I like Rockruff more than this one. Rockruff's just cuter, sorry. Not cooler, I mean, I guess cooler, but I have a lot of familiarity also with this one because of the anime and stuff, but honestly, yeah, he's gonna go about right here. And then the Midday one, or the whatever, the Ashes one, would have gone. I'm trying to look here. Still going up. Ashes one. Probably right here below Zebstrika would have been where that one would have gone if it was on here. Next we have Wishiwashi. I'm going to go ahead and include his school form in with this, which I think is kind of a cool concept. Obviously, I mean, he's not the strongest mon or anything, but I do like his whole school form and how that all works and that whole concept. I think that's very unique by far. So, including both forms kind of together, I think, honestly, let's see, we're getting close to where it's going to fall. I think I'm going to put it right there. That school form really helps it, because I do like that one. Next we have Marnie and Marini line, kind of help with Jesse and James. I have seen this one, but again, I'm not the biggest fan of this one's design. Kind of somewhat creepy, like I said, the anime helps it, but it's about all it's got going for it. This one's a lot better designed wise, but again, not a lot of familiarity other than the anime. So, other than just kind of looking better and that's all it's really going to have going for it. So, I think honestly it's going to go right there. Next up we have Mudbray, kind of donkey looking Pokemon. The eyes kind of bug me with this Pokemon, but again, not a bad Pokemon by any means. I think I'm going to put just above the Oricorios. And then Mudsdale, I have a lot of familiarity with. Kind of cool, but not too much going for him. So he's honestly going to go, we're still going up here, probably just barely above Electros, just because, like I said, not much else is speaking to me other than just that I know he's a good mon and stuff like that, and a little bit of using him. This little spider guy, the face kind of is weird, but again, I like his evolution line and it's shiny, so it gets some points for that. And then this one looks really sick when it's shiny, and I really like his whole design and concept. So he is going to go probably just barely above Cobalion here, just because of that shiny and all that type of stuff. You're just cute. I don't really know much else about you, other than you just kind of look kind of cute. And don't get me wrong, cuteness points always help out a Pokemon, don't get me wrong, but just the unfamiliarity is what hurts you. I remember battling you in totem battles. You gave me a little bit of problems. Kind of unique of a Pokemon. Just not a lot speaking on to me with this Pokemon. So I think it's going to go just barely above Go-Goat here. Just barely, like the smallest of percents. This one, kind of cute. The fungus type Pokemon. Let's see here. It's kind of cute, but also, again, not much else going for it other than it's cute. So, right there. This one actually creeps me out more so, but again, I know how useful it can be. But again, it's one of those where it kind of is disturbing sometimes when I look at it. The Salazzle, Salandit line. Really interesting concept. I really like his design a lot. Like with what they were going for with him. Just trying to figure out where exactly he's gonna fall at. Not sure just yet. He's going up actually pretty high for what he is. Like I said, just his whole design thing is what really amps him up a lot of points, but again, not a lot of familiarity. Then you sometimes actually I think this is a little too seductive looking of a Pokemon. I don't know a better way of saying that, but it is. I like the other one more so, but it's still a pretty great Pokemon to use. But again, it's one of those things where design kind of hurts it, so I do apologize, but it's where it kind of goes. The Beware line, Stuff on Beware, very cute Pokemon. If it wasn't for their whole lore thing, it probably would help them that they like hug you to death, but this thing is just kind of cute little teddy bear. Looks like a teddy bear I would have had, you know, like as a stuffed animal or something like that, so maybe that helps it in some points. Maybe it's a Build-A-Bear toy. I don't know what it is, but I think it's going to go just barely above Combustion. And then Beware, who's also equally cute, but again, I know how deadly this thing is, and the anime gives it a lot of points here, but I mean, I have never used one, so it's not going to get super high, but enough to kind of be, you know, notable. Okay, the Serena line. This thing's kind of cute. I know, like I said, a lot about this line, how useful it can be, but didn't really use too much of one. Going there, it's kind of basically like this Pokemon, but with just a little bit more going for it, with the fact of it having a pretty decent evolution line. But I think just because of the fact that, you know, I'm not super familiar with it is why it kind of hurts. This one and Serena, I remember a lot from the anime, so it's going to get some points for that. Do like how it is, so I think that one's going to go right there. Then Serena and her powerful feet. Going to go... Where are you going to go? Probably just barely below Scizor here. Mega Scizor, sorry, correction. Next we have the Comfey, I think is how you say this Pokemon's name. Kind of unique, but again, just kind of, this is the Pokemon we get here. So, design-wise, I think it's unique, but again, usefulness-wise, I've never really used one, don't really have a lot familiar with, so it goes there. You remember a bit in the anime. Kind of like your design a lot. Just probably wished I guess I felt like you had more going for you, or else you'd probably go up a little bit higher. But again, not a bad Pokemon by any standards. Just trying to figure out exactly where you're going to land here. Probably just barely above Lycanroc, to be honest. Midnight form. Because I do like his design, just again. As Simeon, kind of like his sports ball thing that he's got going on, but again, not a lot of familiarity with him, so there's a bit of his design that I'm not the biggest fan of, but again, not a bad Pokemon, so that helps it a lot. I think, honestly, he's going to go just barely below Noibat there. Next we have the Wimpod Golisopod line. This dude, he got better as I saw him more in the overworld, but originally looking at him I was like not the biggest fan of his design, but as I saw him in the overworld and his walking animations, it helped him a bit. But again, still a bit weird, but you know, whatever. And then Golisopod I really love, and I really love his shiny. He's really cool. Yeah, this is how fast he's going up. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. No, he's not this high, but he's up pretty darn high because of his shiny and everything like that. Like, he's like up there somewhere. That's how, like I said, great of a mon I see that as. Next we have a pile of sand, Piloswine, or Piloswine. I think it's just a pile of sand. Oh gosh, kind of meh, but also kind of unique concept. I really liked what they were doing with here, with being whatever. But again, it's interesting. You in the anime, you're a killer, but I really like your shiny. I like that you're a sandcastle. A lot of childhood memories of building sandcastles. Maybe that's got something going for it. Who knows? And I used a bit of them in my Sun and Moon playthrough. I think he's going to go right here above Dragalge. Getting pretty close here. Pukamuku. Well, I wish this thing evolved, had more going for it, but it doesn't. It's still cute, and still like its little hand that comes out and stuff like that, but that's about really all this thing has. Honestly, it goes right here above Marnie just because of its design. Type No and Silvally, very cool concept, basically like miniature Arceus. This one I'm not a big fan of its super design, but again the anime helped it a bit, but I guess I wish I had more familiarity with it than what I do. But again, I would be hyped to get it in a playthrough or an anime type thing, or a Nuzlocke or something, but again, I think that lack of familiarity is not going to probably help it too high. I think I'm going to put just barely below Tornadus there. And then Silvally, kind of similar, where it's not as whatever, but at least this one looks really cool. Design-wise, I prefer more than Arceus, but obviously useful-wise, excuse me. Not as much, but still really cool. I think I'm going to put him just below Trevenant there. Next we have all the Miniors, and I really love the dark ones and the shiny ones. They just look really cool. I love this whole thing. I just wish they were more useful, but again, I like the cuteness of them and the uniqueness of what they were going for. But again, it's just kind of like they're there, so honestly, I'll just put you right below Silvally. That makes sense. Or not Silvally, type Noah. Minior in its rock form before it busts out. Less a fan of, but I know, I think it's kind of interesting at the same point. Gonna put it right there just because I know what it actually is. This Pokemon is basically a meme in Pokemon Sun and Moon. He's asleep, he rolls around, he rings the bell somehow. He's cute. I wish he had an evolution, actually, part of me. But the cuteness alone and seeing that in the anime and all that helps him a lot. I think I'm going to put just barely below Snivy. Torterra or Bowser-ish looking Mon. Again, anime helps. I like his whole concept. Part of his head is what bugs me. His design that way hurts him a bit. But again, his overall usefulness and what he has kind of going for him helps him a bit too. But yeah, it could be better looking to my eyes. But again, not horrible by any means of a Pokemon. Next we have Togedemaru, who I think is super adorable. A lot of anime remembrance with this Pokemon. Very cute. And one of those, obviously, Pikachu clones, for sure. He is going to go, I think, just below Minior there. Mimikyu, I grew more and more in love with throughout time. Kind of like Cubone, did a lot of lore with it. Very cool, very useful mon. Sky's ability, which I hate got nerfed, but I like his whole thing that he's got going on with him. I think it's a very cool concept Pokemon that they came up with here. So yeah, I really like Mimikyu. Pretty unique, shiny. So honestly, he's going to go up pretty high. I'm just trying to figure out exactly where he's going to actually fall at. And I think he's going to go just barely below Palkia. Just because I think mostly because I haven't used him much. That's the only thing that hurts him. The design and everything else really pushes him up there. This Pokemon, its face has disturbed me. Its shiny actually helps it a little bit, but its face is kind of ugly. Yeah, let's be honest. I'm gonna probably put it here anyway, even with its shiny stuff. I don't know, something about it doesn't speak to me. But I know it can be good, whatever. Took till Gen 7 before we finally replaced Alolan Raticate. That's funny. This Pokemon reminds me of the Never-Ending Story sometimes. It's very derpy looking. I wish I just saw it more or had more stuff with it, but otherwise it's just kind of here, to be honest with you. So he's going to go below Mr. Weedle there, just because I don't have any familiarity with it other than just looking at its design. The Anchor Pokemon. Very cool concept. I really like the whole thing with him. His shiny looks pretty cool. Again, it's not a lot of use with him, but again, I like him a lot. So I think he goes just between Lycanroc, Duskform, and whatever. The Komodo line. First one's super cute. I really like this one. But this one's the highlight of the evolution line, to be honest with you, and that's kind of sad to say, but it's just the truth of the matter that sadly this is one of those where the evolution doesn't do the Pokemon too much justice. Next one, he looks still okay here, but the scales are what starts to bug me, but again, it's a good mon. It just, the design of what is what kind of hurts it a bit, but again, not a bad mon, just some bits of it don't speak to me as much. And then the last one, just too much scales, too much going on. Very good mon, very can be useful, but it's just part of its design is what it is what bugs me, to be honest with you. So honestly, he's going to go probably right here. Design is what hurts him ultimately. Tapu Koko, my favorite of the Tapos, both in shiny form and just overall familiarity with. He gets way up there, one of my favorite legendary Pokemon, and I like seeing him in the anime and stuff. Just, I don't know, I liked seeing this Pokemon. It looked really cool. Liked how he was kind of like introduced and stuff. He's obviously actually in Smash as well, so that helps him a bit. I think, honestly, Mr. Tapu Koko is going to go... Just kind of looking here, and it's still going above things. I'm just slowing down because I know this is about where it's going to somewhere end up. It might still be going up for a little bit of time, but we're getting close to where it's going to rank out. Probably just above Hitmonchan here. Tapu. Okay, there's Finny, Lulu, and Boo, like the B. I don't remember so many of these names. This one's cute, but again, I don't know which one's my least favorite. I'll have to go back down and look again. But this one's cute, but the least familiar with Tapu wise overall. So I'm gonna put it just below Fant up there. And then him, it's just, he's a little too, I guess, it's the top of his head that bugs me. That's the best I can describe it. That's what throws me off of him. I think, yeah, about right there. Like I say, I know these can all be very, very useful, just whatever. This one looks really cool. I like that it's almost like kind of like Shark-esque, or even, I forget the animal, with like narwhal or whatever you want to say, type, and its shiny looks really good up there with Tapu, Lele and stuff. But again, I haven't really used it much. That's what's gonna hurt it ultimately. But again, I really liked its design of it. But again, it's going to probably not get too high. I'm gonna put it just below Litten there. Cosmog, getting the bag Nebby. It's an annoyance at times in the game, but it's still cute. It is still very cute mon. The Ultra Sun series kind of helps it a little bit too. But again, other than that, I'm trying to include its evolution lines a bit, but I don't know. This Pokemon, speaks to me less than Nebby. Again, it's gonna be decent because of what it evolves into. I just, again, not much familiarity with it, so that's what's going to ultimately not place it super high. I think I'm gonna put it just above top of Bolo there, just because I like its design concept was going forward. Next we have Galeo, who's one of my favorite looking lion Pokemon. Finally, a good looking lion Pokemon. Like I said, Pyroar could have been higher if it just looked a little bit more cleaner, but this one's a very next close second. I wish it had a better shiny. I don't know, something about its shiny just kind of irks me a bit, so it goes about right there. Really great Pokemon, but yeah. Next we have Lunala, who looks really cool when it's shiny. At first I wasn't the biggest fan of, but then I was like, oh wait, no, it's kind of like a Blood Moon thing, and then all that. This one almost can sometimes rival Solgaleo, but again, some of it just doesn't speak to me. I don't know what it is of it, because it's still kind of like batty-ish. But I don't know, just something about it doesn't speak to me as much as Solgaleo does, so honestly it goes about right there. Next we got all the Ultra Beasts. These are kind of weird. I mean, I remember all the missions of doing these, but again, these are such unique mons that they're kind of out there. So again, they might do okay-ish in times, but some of these just by being so out there are gonna hurt. Buzzwole, you're really cool looking. I do like your shiny as well. Very useful mon. I think honestly I'm gonna put you right here. Next up, you, Pheromosa, I think is your name. Not a lot of familiarity with, just seen it in playthroughs. Not awful good mon, but again, one of those design things that just doesn't fully speak to me. Circuitry I really like. I like it's shiny, and I like it's almost kind of like Christmas tree-esque. Wish it could have been a bit more, but at the same point, one of my favorite Ultra Beast forms. So he's going to go... Honestly, I think I'm going to put him right here below Tapu Fini. This one is both weird and unique at the same time. It's a little too big in the middle for me, but I don't know. It's interesting. Let's just say that. I guess if I get some more familiar with it, it could probably go up higher than what it's going to go. But I don't know. It's just interesting to say the least. This Pokemon originally I didn't realize how much it was kind of like paper in the same, but I like its deadly scythe look. But I didn't realize just how flat it was, and that's kind of what hurts it for me. But again, cool mon, so it gets points for that. This one, Guzzlord, pretty much my favorite Ultra Beast, I think. Well, actually, I take that back. Actually, I think I know of one more that might just barely. Just the shiny of this thing looks really, really sick. There's only one I can think of that might rival this one, and we'll get to that here in a second. But let me figure out where Mr. Guzzlord will rank first. This thing also speaks death. That always gives mad points because of the fact that this thing just kind of speaks that I will eat you alive. Right there. Right there. Okay, he is on there, but I'm now noticing Ultra Necrozma's not on here, which is my favorite form of Necrozma. I'm trying to go throw ahead and throw all 4 forms of Necrozma. Necrozma fused with Solgaleo, Necrozma fused with Lunala, and Ultra Necrozma, all in the same Necrozma. So this is my, I think either this one or the Lunala one, I think, are my least favorite of the Necrozma forms, but Ultra Necrozma really helps this Pokemon, how cool looking in that whole event. But like I said, I'm trying to put them all together and then figure out where that average would be based on that. It's not that it's going to be bad, it's just not going to be as high as it was if these were all separate entities of Necrozma. So it's going to fall like right there just because of it's including all the forms of Necrozma. Next we have Magearna. I do like its different forms, and you can get like a Pokeball looking one and all that, but again, I don't know, I just no big familiarity with this Pokemon, so I get how good it can be, but I'm just trying to think where exactly it's going to fall. Trying to be realistic, but also whatever. Probably right here below top of Bulu, whatever that one is. Marshadow I think is really cool. I liked him in the I Choose You movie. I like his basically his abilities and stuff. Very, very unique Pokemon. I wish he was just a bit stronger. Which I get is probably gonna nerf him way too much or buff him way too much, but just not a lot of super familiarity with, but very cool concept. I really like what they did with that Pokemon. Next we got this little dude who you're actually seeing in the Ultra series a lot. Naganadel, I think is the line's name. Poipole, and is that the name of this one? This one's super cute, but again, I just not really used it much, but again, very cute for sure. So it's gonna go right there, and then we have this one who looks really cool when it's shiny. Like I said, this one and Guzzlord can fight it out all day on which one's better. Nah, I've at least used a Guzzlord, where I have not used this Pokemon. However, both equally sick Pokemon. That's what I said. I could see that one maybe tentatively being above him. Stack Attack Up I don't know. It's cool. I liked all the different eyes and what it was going for. It's kind of like a Legend of Zelda kind of boss looking thing, but other than that, I don't know. Again, these Pokemon are kind of uniquely weird, so it's hard to rank them, to be honest. So I'm gonna put him just there because, like I said, he is just useful, but just again, no super big connection. Bacephalon, or whatever this one's name is, very cool concept. I liked his release and what he kind of does with the exploding head and things. Trying to figure out where exactly though all that kind of puts him, and I think it goes right there. Next we have Zora, is a Z name. Crap, I can't remember its name, but I remember the release when it came out for Sword and Shield and all the raid stuff, and it just looks really cool. And I've seen the Power of Us movie, and that gives a lot of points, and just that, and it's like I said, it's really cool design. Gives me some like Dragon Ball Z esque. I personally I would see in Dragon Ball Z fighting for some reason vibes, so that helps it a lot. Very interesting looking shiny. Just the fact that I've never really used one is what's going to ultimately hurt its ranking in the final. But design alone really amplifies this Pokemon. But again, I just wish I would have used him more and maybe he could have gone higher. But again, nothing bad to say too much. Meltan. This thing is so much of a tale with being released in Pokemon Go. I remember it coming out and all that, and I was like, is this some kind of Ditto variant? And this was almost a mascot choice at one point because of like it resembling Ditto and things, but then obviously it didn't have Transform, and Mew was already claimed, but this thing was just super cute. I really liked what they did with this Pokemon and how they kind of went about releasing him, but I just haven't used him a bunch and I don't have super a lot of familiarity with, but still very cute, really like it. So it goes right there. And then the Melmetal and its evolution, which looks like another one of those like giant Power Ranger looking things. Very, very cool mons. I really liked seeing these come out. I think he's almost a little too bulky, but at the same point, not bad. Not bad at all. He's going to go right there, to be honest with you. Let me go ahead and scroll back down now. And we are officially in Generation 8 now, starting with Grookey. I love Grookey. Grookey was my choice from the second I saw it. Before any other knowledge of anything, Grookey was my choice. I don't know. He was relatable. He was cute, and he was, I don't know. I really liked him. I don't know what it was about him, but he hit me like no other starter really did since, I mean, you're talking maybe Gen 3 era. Like, this starter just felt really unique and cool, and I like his entire line, which is why he's going up so high and everything like that. So he's going to go right there. Like, just that's how much I really loved Grookey and his personality. Now, Thwackey, I like a tiny bit less because he gets that edgy teenager weird design-wise. But again, I really still like this Mon. It's not that he's horrible. It just didn't speak to me as the other ones did, I guess. So he's going to go right here. But then Rillaboom and its Gigantamax forms I really liked a lot. It gave me Super Saiyan 3 vibes. It gave me Donkey Kong vibes. It gave me Rock Band vibes. It gave me so many different feelings at once, that it helped it so much on its final rankings that honestly he's going to go right there. I feel like once I use him more or anything like that, it could go higher than where it is right now, but that's where it's going to go. Next we have Scorbunny, who I thought was also equally adorable. These ones, I don't know, like I said, all these were so close to each other on like where it was, but I think if I was you know, tell me I have to make a decision now, where would they rank it? Gone Grookey, then Sobble, then Scorbunny, but Scorbunny is still so cute and all that. And maybe it's just a bit of knowledge of knowing what their evolution lines were. But again, these all did so well on their releases. This one kind of goes down a little bit, but I still like his edge and his shininess. I like with what they did design-wise here, but it actually goes down a bit than what Scorbunny was. But it's not awful, not awful. It's still cool. Cinderace in its Gigantamax form. I'm not a big fan of either. Not that like he's a bad mob by any means. I think it's very unique. I like the soccer and his signature attack, but the Gigantamax was kind of just man to me. Like it was just a giant ball of fire. Like I expected more change, like they did with Inteleon and Rillaboom, I guess. Like it was a giant drum set and then like a sniper, and like he just got a flaming ball of fire. I don't know. I feel like I wanted more out of him, but again, not a bad looking mon, not awful by any means, but just again, not super speaking to me. Next we have Sobble, who again I liked a lot. This image of him doesn't really help him much, but very cute mon. And he's going to go, like I said, these two are almost so interchangeable, so that's why I'm going to put them like right next to each other. Oh, I can't remember the Metal Evolution's name of this one. It's very kind of like almost emo-esque. So I think this is one of those cases where all three middle stages did worse than the starters did. Haven't had much of those, so yeah, he's just gonna go. Apparently my computer wants to be weird right now. About right there, right there. And then Inteleon I really like, gives me some James Bond-esque ones, but it's just a tad on the feminine side, and that's what kind of draws me off of it. Like I said, there are some feminine looking Pokemon that I really like, but I don't know, there's something about it that just doesn't speak to me too much, but I still thought it was really cool. And I really like the whole sniper thing. I thought that was really unique and cool that they did with him, so it's gonna go right there, because what is my highest rank kind of like feminine-esque Pokemon, feminine-y Lapras, maybe? Some would say. Alolan Vulpix, I don't know, like those types. So there are some that really speak to me, but yeah, maybe it is somewhat on the cute side or nostalgia side. I don't know. Either way, next up is this little squirrel thing. It's cute, but again, not a lot of familiarity because I've never played Gen 8. Just saw the trailers for everything and seen gameplay of it, but again, it's not bad, just about right there. Evolution speaks less to me more. Again, it still can be a decent mon, but it just, I don't know, it just speaks to me less than that one does. The Corviknight line I really liked. I love seeing its release and everything. So Rookidee, honestly, yeah, about right there. Corvisquire, kind of weird-ish. Kind of like this, where it kind of goes weirdly worse when it evolves. But then Corviknight and its shiny and its Gigantamax are super sick. It reminded me a lot of Skarmory when it came out, because it just was so cool looking to me. Its skin, without using one, like I've used a Skarmory and stuff, it's going to be not as high as what it probably could be. Honestly, I'm going to probably put it right now just below Braviary, just because I have more familiarity with seeing Braviary than I do Corviknight. But still cool. Blipbug, kind of interesting. Kind of cute-ish, but again, part of his design, whatever is whatever. This thing, I don't fully get its Metal Evolution, but again, it's not bad looking mon. So he's going to go right there. And then the final evolution, the Gigantamax form and its shiny are the sickest looking things in the freaking world. But then this Pokemon is just not that. It's just a weird looking ladybug. It's just like actually I like Ladybug and Lady Ann more than this Ladybug, but the Gigantamax being like what it is, it helps amplify this Pokemon so much with its UFO vibes and stuff like that. It's a weird feeling of being so bad but yet so cool at the same time. It bugs me. So I'm gonna put him right there. Nickit, cool concept. Gives me like Slifer, Scyther, whatever. Dora the Explorer guy. The Slifer or Sniping, Swiper. That's right. God dang it! Why can't I remember stuff? My brain is all over the place right now. Wish he was cuter, but again, I get what I was going for. This one I like a bit more. I like the mask that it's got going on. I think it's just a little too lanky for me, like just a little bit too long. I just wish it was, I don't know, design not fully great to me, but not bad mon. This line is interesting. Didn't really speak to me much, but cute. And then Gossifleur, Eldegoss, whatever this line is. I preferred that one more than that one. Again, I get it can be a good mon, but I think it was just, I don't know, whatever. Wooloo, super adorable. Super cute. Obviously, it's a meme all of itself anyway. I really like Wooloo. I know it was like the whole thing, like, is it Wooloo or Meryl? Obviously, I relate more to Meryl than I do Wooloo, but Wooloo is still very cute of a Pokemon release. I think Wooloo is going to go just above the Wacky here. And then Dubwool, I've seen a lot of, seen them all in the playthroughs. He can be a really good mon, it's not as cute as Wooloo, but still very useful. I think I'm going to put just right there. Next we have Choodle, cute little turtle guy. He's going to go maybe right. You know what? Yeah, let's keep him there. And this one in its Gigantamax form remind me of freaking Bowser to a T. It looks really cool to me. I really liked him a lot when he was Dreadnought, right? Is his name. I really liked him when he was released and shown. I wish he was just a bit more useful, but again, really cool Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. I think honestly he's gonna go just barely below him there because of all that anime relevance and stuff. Yamper, very cute little doggo. Just doesn't speak to me a lot to like the other doggos do, but still kind of cute. Definitely get why, you know, he has a lot of hype about him and stuff, but he's gonna go right there. And then Bolton, I really like too. It's just the face is what bugs me about him. I like his concept. It's just the face that kind of throws me off a bit on him. But again, not a bad mon. Just certain little bits of designs are what throw me off of it. Next we have Roly-Poly, who I thought was really cool upon release. Kind of wanted a bit more, but not bad by any means, so he's going to go right there. Cole thing I thought was very uniquely concepted. I thought was kind of funny looking too. I liked where it was tentatively going with the evolution line. So I think honestly it goes about right there. And then this one and its Gigantamax are a little weird to me. It's cool mon. I liked Roly-Poly a lot, and I thought it was gonna be, you know, just something a little bit better looking. But again, useful mon, just not a lot speaking to me with them. So he's gonna go just about right there. So it's Colossal, right? Applin, Appleton, whatever, that whole line in its different forms. At least they have both forms here. I mean, it's an apple. But I love this concept of being a dragon and an apple. I thought that was funny-ish. I think honestly I'm gonna put it right here. And you even more, just now you're more so showing you're a dragon and an apple. Again, just the fact that I've not used these and whatever. This one is so derpy, it's hilarious as well. Design-wise, yeah, I like the other one a bit more, but this one is so derpy, it's kind of funny. I think it goes right here, just below Drampa. The snake here, his head's a little too weirdly proportioned for me, but again, I get it can be a really good Pokemon. But just the head that throws me off of it. So I think it goes about right there. This one, too many coils, and same with its evolution. I mean, its Gigantamax kind of gives me tornado vibes, which helps it, but just a little bit too coily for me. But again, not a bad mon. Just design-wise, just doesn't speak to me for some reason. Cramorant, this thing is the like definitive definition of derp, and it's a whole gimmick of spitting out a fish or a Pikachu or whatever else it does is hilarious. Great looking, shiny. That alone gives it so much props of being like basically the derpiest Pokemon ever, and I loved this thing when I saw it. It was just, I don't know, so much about it was speaking to me, so I think I'm going to put him just really right below Jirachi. That's how serious the derp is. That's, yeah. I don't know. It just spoke to me so much when I saw that Pokemon and its release. Barraskewdaline, cool looking little fish, but it is still just kind of like a fish. I think honestly you're gonna go just above Swoobat there. Like Barraskewdaline, evolution's a lot cooler looking, very sick looking mon. I like that it has basically like a torpedo on its back. Looks like deadly-ish. Again, not super familiar with, but still cool nonetheless. It's gonna go right there. Alright, the Toxtricity line. I know this Pokemon is basically just a certified death fodder because he dies so easily, but I think he's still kind of cute-ish. It's going to go just barely above there. And then I like the amped up form more than the low key form. Looks really cool. And then I'll throw both Gigantamax. I mean, both Gigantamaxes are the same here, so I don't like the Gigantamax as much as I like the regular form, to be honest, but still a cool looking mon nonetheless. Just trying to figure out where exactly he's going to rank out here. Maybe just below there. Next is the low-key form, which it still doesn't look bad, and it's still going to go up pretty high. But the high-key form just looks, I mean, honestly, gives me a bit of Super Saiyan vibes. I get this could be like Super Saiyan Blue, but it just like looks more, I don't know, better word than like depressed to it than the other one. But again, not bad. Just doesn't do as much for me as the other one does. Sizzlipede, this one's kind of meh without anything going on with it, but it's a cute little concepted Pokemon. I think honestly it's going to go right here. This Pokemon, I wish its Gigantamax changed more with its form, and it's almost like too long, but I really like this Pokemon too. It's kind of coolish looking. He's going to go maybe just below Raichu here. Little punching octopus, Grappalock at his line. A little too little going on with this. I want a little bit more going, but I do like its little punching bags and stuff. So that gives it some points. And this one, shiny, looked really cool. Skin not having used one doesn't help, but still really cool concept did Pokemon. So he's gonna go just above Colossal there. Sinistea, very cute. I like that it's like Ghost Tea, you know, basically embodies the whole what they were going for there, so I think he's going to go right there below Choodle. And then the evolution, Poltegeist, like the play on the name, very unique. I like the different forms, but again, doesn't speak to me a lot. But again, I liked what they did with this Pokemon. The Hattryn line, this one's kind of weird, but kind of cute. This one, it's like almost like they're, for these two, it's like the hats are too big for their body proportions. But again, not horrible, not horrible by any means. Just doesn't do it for me. And then this one, I wish I had more going on with the legs, and its Gigantamax doesn't change, but you get how good of a mon it can be. Just again, one of those that just doesn't speak to me super much, but like I said, comparing right now to kind of figure out where exactly it might land. I think honestly just above Starly there. Next we have the Impidimp line, who I wish they actually did a release thing for, but this thing was just basically a meme in itself, to be honest. So he himself is going to go, I think, just below whatever, the pile of sand here. Next one, at times this one, like, I like its design, but then there's other parts of it for some reason I don't. But overall, I'm going to give it still a nice edge, but there's still something about it that does throw me off with it, but it's still unique. Let's just say that. There's something about it I like, but something about it also I don't like, and I can't figure out quite what it is that I don't like about it. There's something about it that just doesn't speak to me correctly, but not a bad mon. And then finally, Grimmsnarl and its Gigantamax forms are basically Heartless to me. They remind me of the Heartless in Kingdom Hearts, especially when they're in the Gigantamax forms, and then their shinies remind me of Nobodies from Kingdom Hearts. So it's a lot of Kingdom Hearts vibes, and Kingdom Hearts is one of my all-time favorite games of all time. Grimmsnarl himself doesn't give him a lot of points, but like I said, the Gigantamax really do, and I like that whole making it seem like it's like Heartless vibes. So I'm gonna put him just barely below Lunala there because of the non-Gigantamax form. Next up is Berserker, really cool Meowth looking mon. I really liked what they did with this design and its, like the Galarian Meowth and its evolution and everything. I thought it was very, I don't know, it was just very cool with what they ended up doing with this line and everything like that. Where is the Galarian Meowth? I know he was up higher originally at some point because it was kind of, a cool concept. There he is, he's right there. So yeah, about right there. Next up is Cursula, Dead Coral. Very cool concept. I mean, it doesn't speak to me too much on the mon itself, but very cool with what they were going with. Not gonna lie. So I'm gonna put it right there. Next up, sorry, my computer's going where, is Sirfetch'd, the finally Farfetch'd evolution line. I loved seeing this Pokemon and guessing that it was finally, like the evolution of Farfetch'd we all wanted and talked about for a long time. Obviously, sadly, haven't used it yet, but still really cool. Like that it had a sword and a shield. Thought it was still very unique with what they did and giving us what we wanted in a Farfetch'd evolution, so can't hate on that at all. Alright, then we have Mr. Rhyme, who's a tapping dude. Very cool looking Ishmon. Definitely helps the whole Mr. Mime line so much. Honestly, makes it actually look decent. But other than that, like I say, it doesn't speak. I think the only thing that bugs me about him is the thing on his stomach, that face there. But again, really like the Pokemon. Won't lie. Then we got Cofagrigus, who I thought was another awesome evolution. They did a lot of good form evolutions in this one. The Obstagoon, and even the Galarian forms itself, the Galarian Weezing and stuff, was very cool. I really liked this Mon's release. I think the only weird thing about it was its evolution gimmick. But again, very cool Mon. Like it more than Cofagrigus for sure. I think honestly is going to go just barely below, or above Emolga. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say. And then we got Alcremie's line. This one's kind of weird, but not horrible. It's like he's kind of cute, but he's also just like sludge. So it's, I don't know, it's interesting. Let's just say that for the least. So I think I'm just gonna put it right there. Alcremie and all of its different forms and its shiny are very, very unique. And then the giant cake Gigantamax is, it's something. Let's just say that I like it obviously, but I don't know. It's just something. But that's about all I got really for this Pokemon. So Alcremie itself is a little meh, but the Gigantamax is really cool. So I'm kind of just putting them together to rank them, and it's gonna go just below the kitty here, above Licky Licky. Alright, I like this Pokemon. I like its concept. It's not gonna go super high, but it's still very unique. I like its design. I think it's gonna go, oh, what just happened to my mouse? Right below Togedemaru, just because of lack of familiarity or use. Next is Pinchurchin. Honestly, when I saw this, I thought this was a Pukumuku evolution. For some reason, it's kind of, the nose is what kind of throws me off a bit of this Pokemon, but again, not bad looking. Schnom, very much a meme in itself. Kind of cute, but also the front of its face kind of reminds me of a butt, but still cute. Don't get me wrong, but this doesn't do it for me as much as some others. Apparently he just dropped down a bunch more than where he's supposed to be. He's right there. And then Frostmoth, really cool Mon. Little too chunky in the front for me, but again, very cool Mon, like with what they were going with here. So again, gonna go decently ranked, but just not as high as probably what it could be, just because of my opinion on its design. You give me Stone Edge vibes. It's awkward, but it's also unique at the same point. I think it's just the arms, or what's supposed to be the arms of this Pokemon, are a little weird, so it's gonna go right here above whatever, Duosion. Next up is Ice Cube, which I thought was very cute. I don't like him without the Ice Cube though, otherwise it does go drastically down when it's out without the Ice Cube. It's just a creepy looking face, but like I said, with the Ice Cube, it's pretty cute. So I'm gonna put the middle ground of both forms. Because if without the Ice Cube, it'd probably be somewhere near the Alolan Raticate era, but with the Ice Cube, it goes pretty high up. So I'm trying to find that good middle ground. I'm trying to figure out where the Ice Cube form would rank itself. And I think it goes somewhere above, definitely above the Charjabug and all that. So we're going to put it somewhere just below there. Just trying to figure out who, maybe just, you know what, we'll just keep it right there. Just right there. You know what, that sounds good. The Indeedee line. I wish this Pokemon changed more in evolution, but it's not, again, a bad looking Ishmon. Sometimes I do prefer the design of this one more than this one, but again, I know this one's a little bit more useful. I've seen him in a few Metronome battles. I know it can be good, but again, there's not a lot of familiarity with said Pokemon, so it's just gonna go right there. Oh, we get both forms of this one. I actually like the, I guess, happy form more than the hangry form, which I thought was hilarious that they called it that. But still, very cute Pikachu clone. We always gotta have a Pikachu clone. Like I said, the name of this one gives it points, but the design of it just doesn't speak to me as much as the other one. Then we got Cufant. Cute, very cute little elephant. I think honestly it's going to go right there. And then the Gigantamax of this is too much trunk, which hurts it, but the regular form of it I do like. I mean, I'm a big fan of elephants, but yeah, the Gigantamax doesn't help it that much, so that's what's going to hurt it in its overall ranking, but it's still going to go up decently high just because I do really like the elephant form. I'm just trying to figure out that exact ranking where it's going to be because of the Gigantamax, sadly. So I think I'm going to put them just below Shogun there. Arctozolt and Fish and all these forms. I like the ones with the, I don't know, better word than the dragon head. They're just cute, but yeah, the proportions are what usually do bug me. But it does give me still some Jurassic Park-y vibes, so it's still pretty cute. There's just a bit off on them that, I guess, bug me some, but not a lot. I mean, my favorite is this one because it does look kind of more natural looking than the rest, but again, right there, that's where you're gonna go. You're really awkward looking, but you're so strong. You're a very good, strong Pokemon, really good. But you're just awkward looking. That's what the problem is. You're just awkward looking. Design hurts you, but usefulness is whatever. You're even more awkward looking because your head to me is upside down. But I know you can be useful, but you're even just more awkward. Duraludon, its Gigantamax of being a giant skyscraper, really cool. I know it's supposed to be the Tyranitar. Basically opposite, but I don't know. I think it goes right there. This whole line, like I said, knowing its evolution, I really love the final evolution of Dracozolt. This one, a little interesting for sure. Like I said, I'd be hyped to get it because I know what it evolves into, but again, if I'm also just playing it up by itself, it's kind of interesting looking. Sorry, I'm trying to put them right here below your mask. I mean, each one of these have the other one inside them, so I think that's unique that they're, you know, basically in his head now. Right there. Then you go up pretty high, actually. You're a really cool looking mon. And then we're on to these legendaries. First we have Zacian without the sword and the half a ear. Very interesting doggo. Not as broken as regular Zacian, but unique nonetheless. I'm gonna put you just below Victini, to be honest. Zacian with the sword and everything is stupid broken. Very cool ability. Very cool mon. But that's about all I got for him. Zamazenta. I like him either way, honestly, without the shield or with the shield. It just works for him for some reason in my eyes with his design. And I'm just trying to figure out where exactly the non-shielded one is going to rank. I think he's going to be just above Sliggoo there. Then we have Zamazenta himself, who I was more a fan of shield than I was of sword form. Just gives me, again, kind of like lion-esque vibes, and that's what helps this. And then it's also a dog, so I like dogs as well. I like him more than Pyroar, so he's above there. Very good Pokemon for sure. Yeah, I was just more of a fan of the shield form than I was anything else. I think I'm going to put him just below Pangoro there. Next we have Eternatus. Part of me is kind of like, this is kind of like one of those Ultra Beast vibe ones. And then I'm also throwing in his Gigantamax form with the hand, which is kind of meh to me. I think they could have done a bit more, but I do like the whole boss fight thing with him and all that. And I do think it is still a cool looking mon. With the Gigantamax, not as much, but still cool overall. But again, not gonna be too much. Honestly, I think he's going to go. We're gonna actually just put him between these two, just because of its regular form and Gigantamax forms. Next, we have this Pokemon. The head is what kind of irks me off of him. Very interesting mythical, but not much really speaks to me on this. So maybe when the DLC comes out, maybe I'll change my mind, but right now that's where this one goes. And then Kavoo, very cute. I like the whole DLC release with this. Like I said, really cool Pokemon. It's kind of like you're training him to be a trained martial artist. I like that whole concept a lot. So he's going to go right there. And then last but not least are the Urshifu line, who I thought was really cool. I like both forms a lot. They're pretty much obviously very similar. I haven't looked at them deeply enough to decide which one I like more just yet, but still both really cool looking mons. I like what they're doing, like I said, with that whole evolution and how it was working, but again, just not a lot of familiarity with it yet, so it's going to fall right there. And that's all between Gen 1 and Gen 8, so I'm going to go ahead and do my usual little scroll here. So that way we can actually see who's all here, where they kind of rank between Gen 1 and Gen 8. And these could be subject to change due to different factors, whether it be Nuzlocke or my brain and how it sometimes processes things through at different times, where I could see different Pokemon in different places because this is how I prefer them in certain different times of the day or something like that. But for now, like I said, I'm going to keep it how it is for this list. And then once we get to the end here, I have some more stuff to talk about going forward, which I kind of hinted at in the beginning, but still kind of just finalize everything out to wrap it up. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed all these parts so far, seeing where I would rank all these Pokemon and the final list that, you know, ends down there with Bruxish. Like I said, there will be a part 5 to this where we're going to finally put them in the A tier, B tier, C tier, but all the Pokemon are going to be still in their same places of where they are, but you can actually see, okay, which ones were in F tier, which ones were in S tier, A tier, and get all that. And then, like I said, we can even use some of this format to figure out top 10s of certain types, top 10s of Megas, different things like that. We can do so much. I think the only thing that won't be shown here would be like Gigantamax forms and shinies and stuff like that, which that could be a whole nother topic we can talk about at a later time. But again, like I said, yeah, we'll be back for part 5 to separate this tier out, to completely finalize everything. That'll be the last part of this entire thing. And then from there, we'll do kind of Pokemon content videos with this list that we have now in place. But again, I hope you guys are enjoying everything like that. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you are new. But yeah, either way, this is going to be a Modern Gamer signing out. I'll see you guys on the next video, stream, whatever it might be. Hopefully you all have been loving this. Kaka.